Life is a battlefield, not just a serene walk through the park. It demands every ounce of your courage, your resilience, and your determination. Along this journey, losing isn't just likely, it's inevitable. But here's the truth. Losing a few battles doesn't define you. What defines you is what you learn, how you rise, and the strength you gain in the process. The path to victory is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with potholes, detours, and moments of despair. Yet, it is in these moments that your character is forged. Think about it. No one who has ever achieved greatness has done so without setbacks. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." Imagine the persistence, the grit, and the vision it took for him to keep going after each attempt fell short. Most people would have given up by the 10th try, let alone the 1,000th. But Edison understood something fundamental. The temporary sting of losing a battle pales in comparison to the joy of ultimate victory. He didn't view his failed attempts as failures. He saw them as essential steps toward success. Too often, we equate losing with weakness, as though it's a permanent mark on our record. We fear the judgment of others, the whispers behind closed doors, the pointed fingers. But let me tell you this, those who achieve the extraordinary never stop to count their losses because they understand that failure is not a destination. It's part of the journey. The question isn't whether you'll lose, it's what you'll do when you do. Will you crumble under the weight of disappointment, or will you rise with renewed purpose? We live in a culture obsessed with instant gratification, where success stories are often told without the chapters that include struggle, pain, and uncertainty. But every story of triumph has its shadows. The world loves to talk about the glory of winning, but often ignores the grit it takes to get there. Success is not a shiny trophy handed out to the lucky few. It's the result of fighting battles, many of which you may lose. It's not the absence of failure, but the mastery of perseverance that makes a winner. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Let that sink in. The courage to continue, that's where your power lies. When you lose, you have two choices. Allow the defeat to define you, or use it to refine you. Losing a battle gives you the chance to pause and reflect. What went wrong? What can you do better? What lesson lies hidden beneath the surface? These moments of introspection are where growth happens. They are where you sharpen your sword for the next fight. Every battle loss adds another layer to your armor. Each defeat teaches you resilience, fortifies your resolve, and sharpens your focus. It's not about avoiding loss. It's about extracting every ounce of wisdom from it. Life doesn't hand you victories on a silver platter. It makes you earn them. And in the process, it transforms you into someone worthy of those victories. The strength you gain from your struggles becomes a part of who you are. It shapes your character, builds your discipline, and forges your spirit. Think about the greatest leaders, the most inspiring figures in history. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before leading South Africa out of apartheid. He could have given up. He could have let bitterness and despair consume him. But instead, he emerged stronger, more determined, and filled with a sense of purpose. He once said, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." Yeah, that's the essence of resilience. That's the essence of winning the war, even if you lose a few battles. You see, losing isn't the opposite of winning. It's a critical part of it. Failure tests your commitment. It asks you, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to endure the pain, the setbacks, the frustration? And if the answer is yes, then no amount of failure can stop you. You become unstoppable, not because you never lose, but because you never give up. Let me tell you something. The world isn't kind to those who expect a free ride. It rewards those who show up, who fight, who risk losing everything because they believe in something bigger than their fear of failure. The next time you face a setback, remember this. It's not the end of the story. It's just a chapter, one that will make the victory even sweeter. It's the moment where you build the foundation for the success that's to come. And when you finally stand on the mountaintop, you'll look back at every loss, every moment of doubt, and realize they were the stepping stones that brought you there. Here's the truth no one tells you. You're going to lose more battles than you win, but that's okay because you only need to win the right ones. Life isn't a scoreboard, it's a process. And in that process, you'll stumble, you'll fall, and you'll face moments where giving up feels like the easier option. But don't. Stand back up, wipe the dust off your shoulders, and get back in the arena. Because every time you do, you're becoming someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who cannot be defeated. So the next time you face a loss, don't see it as the end, see it as a beginning, a chance to start again, armed with the knowledge of what doesn't work and the courage to try again. Losing a battle is temporary. The lessons you gain are eternal. And those lessons are what will guide you to ultimate victory. After all, the path to greatness isn't marked by how few battles you lose, but by how many you're willing to fight and keep fighting until you win the war. Life is not a straight road. It's a rugged terrain filled with peaks that take your breath away and valleys that test the very core of your being. At some point, you will stumble, you will fall, and it will hurt. You will lose battles, not because you are incapable, but because life is unpredictable, unforgiving, and deeply complex. But here is the truth that few people ever tell you. Resilience is the real win. It's not about never falling. The world is full of people who believe that losing is the end of the story, but that's not true. Losing is merely a chapter, a pause, a comma, not a period. Resilience means knowing that the story continues. It's about finding the strength to turn the page when everything inside you screams to close the book. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, Confucius said, but in rising every time we fall. There is a profound truth in those words. Falling is inevitable, rising is a choice. When we talk about resilience, we are not talking about ignoring pain or pretending that setbacks don't matter. Pain is real. Disappointment is real. Losing hurts, and it's supposed to. If it didn't hurt, you wouldn't care. And if you didn't care, you wouldn't grow. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It's the mastery of enduring it. It's standing tall in the face of hardship and saying, "This will not break me. This will shape me." Resilience is forged in the crucible of adversity. It's not something you're born with. It's something you earn. Each setback, each failure, each moment of heartbreak is a test. And with every test, you have the opportunity to build a stronger, more determined version of yourself. Think of a blacksmith hammering a piece of iron into shape. It takes heat, pressure, and relentless pounding to create something strong and unbreakable. That's what life does to you. It hammers you, but it's not doing it to destroy you. It's doing it to refine you. In moments of loss, it's easy to give in to despair. It's easy to believe the voice in your head that whispers, "You're not good enough. This is the end." But that voice is lying to you. Resilience is about silencing that voice and replacing it with one that says, "This is hard, but I am harder. This is tough, but I am tougher." It's about remembering that every great achievement, every moment of triumph was preceded by countless moments of doubt, failure, and struggle. Imagine a seed planted deep in the soil. It's dark, it's cold, and the seed is buried under layers of dirt. But instead of giving up, the seed begins to grow. It pushes through the darkness, inch by inch, until it breaks the surface and reaches the sunlight. That is resilience. It's the refusal to stay buried, the refusal to let the world keep you down. You are that seed, and every setback you face is another layer of dirt. But with resilience, you will rise, you will grow. Resilience isn't about winning every battle. It's about enduring. It's about holding your ground when the odds are stacked against you. It's about standing in the storm, feeling the wind and the rain lash against your skin, and knowing that you can survive it. And when the storm passes, as it always does, you'll find that you're still standing, stronger and more steadfast than before. Nietzsche said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." Those aren't just words. They are a philosophy, a way of living. Every hardship you endure makes you more capable of facing the next one. It's important to remember that resilience isn't about being invincible. It's not about pretending you're fine when you're not. True resilience is acknowledging your pain, your fear, and your doubts, but refusing to let them define you. It's about reaching deep within yourself and finding the strength to keep going, even when the path ahead is uncertain. You don't have to be perfect. Think about the heroes you admire, the people who inspire you. They didn't achieve greatness because their journey was easy. They achieved greatness because they refused to quit when it got hard. They lost battles. They faced ridicule. They encountered obstacles that seemed insurmountable, but they persevered. They found a way to keep moving forward, even when everything seemed lost. That's resilience. That's what it means to truly win. Resilience teaches you to see failure differently. It's not the end, it's a beginning. It's not a defeat, it's a lesson. When you fail, you learn, you grow, you adapt. And with every failure, you become better equipped to face the challenges ahead. Edison didn't invent the light bulb on his first try. He failed thousands of times. But each failure brought him closer to success. That's the power of resilience. It turns setbacks into stepping stones. It transforms loss into learning. Resilience also gives you perspective. It reminds you that life is bigger than any single moment, any single failure. Losing one battle doesn't mean you've lost the war. It means you've been given a chance to regroup, to rethink, and to come back stronger. And when you do, you'll find that the losses you endured were not wasted. They were necessary. They were the foundation upon which your future victories were built. So when you face a setback, don't see it as a sign that you're not good enough. See it as proof that you're trying, that you're growing, that you're in the arena while others are sitting on the sidelines. Theodore Roosevelt said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood." That's resilience. That's courage. In the end, resilience is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to be defeated by it. It's about turning every loss into a lesson, every stumble into a step forward. It's about rising again and again, no matter how many times you fall. And when you finally reach your goal, when you stand at the summit and look back at the path you've traveled, you'll see that every battle you fought, every challenge you faced was worth it, because resilience is the real win.